special guest today. This is my wife. It took a whole lot to get her here today, but she's here. So,
Yes.
you know, I just want to thank her for that. And hopefully she can share a little bit and help other people in relationships, younger people who think they're ready for relationships, because she thought she was ready too. And 15 years later, now she's probably ready.
Say so.
Yeah, I would say so. All right, so looking back, do you think our love was ready for the weight of real life?
When we first started,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Why?
Because I feel we both came in with baggage. Speaking for myself, me coming in or going into a relationship with 2 kids already and a third with my niece, with my sister, her situation. So I would say no, because I had a lot of, I just wasn't mentally, emotionally ready to be in a relationship with anyone else, because I had my stuff to kind of find.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a lot going on. So definitely not to start, but growing over the years.
So growing over the years, you can look back and after, it's what, 15 years now, like I said?
Yeah.
So you can look back and really see how much you were
grown.
much a child, yeah.
Yes.
But basically a child with children and trying to be an adult, like both of us. I was a child too.
Yeah.
Like my mind was childish too.
And I feel like I've kind of grown with my kids.
Yeah.
Like we've grown together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what advice would you give people, even adults who experience, but more so the kids, a younger generation getting into what they see as a serious relationship? They're in love and this and that. What would you say to them? What kind of caution would you give them?
I would just say take your time. I wouldn't rush anything. I think it's very important for you guys to know who each other are. I think it's most important for you to know who you are before trying to get into a relationship with someone else. So just take your time, fill each other out, and learn each other.
Okay, so you gave me how you felt looking back, how that looked for you. So answer me this. Before you married me, what did you think marriage would look like in your reality at the time?
Honestly, I don't know. Like my mom and dad, they were married my entire childhood, but it wasn't a happy marriage. So I'd see there was a lot of fighting, there was just a lot of miscommunication, and there was just a lot going on in that relationship. So that was my foundation of what marriage looked like. So honestly, before you, I never even wanted to get married for that reason, because it was just, marriage for me was just something negative. So when you came along, it was, I think you kind of changed my perspective of that. It took some time, but I knew when meeting you that eventually we would get to that point. So I think your determination, your caringness, your lovingness, you're just wanting better for yourself. The way you treated my girls, you treated them, and you still treat them like they're your own. So seeing what a real man, and not saying, nothing against my father or anything, because he definitely was a real man. He did what he had to do.
That was
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But seeing another man outside of my father doing what he's supposed to do, having, goals and aspirations, that's what changed my mindset of marriage. Seeing that in you.
Okay. So we talked about some of the good. Then, all these relationships, in the beginning, they start off, everybody's in love and everybody is it's kind of scripted, because you're trying to show your best side all the time.
Yeah.
And we all have traumas, we all have issues, we all have our little quirks or whatever they are.
Yeah.
That we bring to the table.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, and sometimes we just don't understand somebody else's the way they are, their habits, their lack of knowledge or whatever it is. So I think I want to say one of the biggest things that we went through, and I realized the immature side of myself. I want to ask you, how did infidelity, lies impact the way you love me, trusted me, and trusted yourself?
It hurt. You always hear that heartbreak. Like you really feel heartbreak. It is really painful, and it is. Like I never realized, or I never known that until I actually experienced it. So it was definitely tough for me. I hated you.
Yeah.
And then it also made me question what I was doing wrong, which I think on both of our parts, we both had things that we, were doing wrong at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But it really questioned my worth. Was I good enough for you? What was I doing wrong? What made you? Was she prettier than me? It just made me question myself.
So for the women who see how beautiful you are and they're gonna say it was nothing that you did, it was all him, what do you say to them?
It was nothing that who did?
You did.
It was nothing that I did.
Because you know how you just said you question yourself, you question your worth, like what were you doing wrong? Because we were both doing things wrong.
Right.
So I don't want to make it, when somebody sees a gorgeous woman and her man did this or her man did that, a lot of women will just immediately jump on the side of the woman and say she didn't do anything. A man's appetite is a man's appetite, and she could have did nothing wrong. Blah blah blah. So what do you say to the women out there? And no, she's not a pick-me. She's just a woman who matured and understands things from a new, at a new level.
I mean, I definitely think that there are relationships out there where the woman is actually doing what she's supposed to do. She's taking care of home.
Mm-hmm.
She's taking care of her man,
Mm-hmm.
and then the man still decides to go out and do whatever he wanted to do, or whatever the case is. So I really do think that there are relationships like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think for me,
what do you say to the woman though? We
if that's the situation.
No, we understand that there are men like that.
Right.
But what do you say to the woman who just immediately says it couldn't have been anything that she did, and is immediately gonna look at me and say I'm the
bad guy?
I'm the villain. Yeah. I'm the villain.
I mean, I think you just have to stop and really think about the situation.
Yeah.
You have to really think about, did I really do something wrong? What went wrong?
Yeah.
And then you have to have a conversation. I mean, you may not want to do it right away because you might need time, and there might be a case where you do need to separate with that person for a while in order to really think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you really need to sit and look at yourself and think about yourself and think what happened, or what did I do to kind of make him get to this point,
or didn't do, right?
Or didn't do. Yeah.
And for me, I can honestly say that I was immature in my thinking, because my history and my past will let you know that, I've only had a few like steady girlfriends that I actually claim, like, whatever the case was. But I would say that my habit was always to just, if she's not doing this, and I've said it X amount of times, then I'll just go to somebody who will.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my immature thinking, because I wasn't, you say you want a wife, as men, we say we want wives or whatever the case is, but once we get something that requires a little bit of extra work that we're not used to, then those old habits kind of rear their ugly head sometimes. So it's like, I know she's a great woman. I know she's a catch play. My wife don't drink, she don't smoke, she don't party. She's very family oriented. I mean, she's a whole package, beautiful, everything. So it's it was my immature thinking in ways that led me to do the things that I did, infidelity, lies, whatever the case is, because I always felt like if she wasn't doing this or she wasn't doing that I could just always move on to the next one, because I never really put in the work. I never really put in real work with somebody. And that's what a marriage and a committed relationship is all about, is putting in real work. Real work starts internally. It starts with yourself.
Yeah.
And when you get in a relationship with somebody who hasn't put the work in, you haven't put the work in, the last thing you want to do is just point the finger in one direction. You gotta point that finger. You got to look in the mirror, and when you point that finger, it's going to be pointing back at yourself. So
Yeah.
I think that's really big on when it comes to working through things.
Yeah. I think a lot of relationships go through that phase. It's like trial and error.
But a lot don't make it though.
But yeah, right. A lot don't make it. We did.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's like a trial and error kind of thing, I feel like.
Okay. So what was it? What was it about our situation that you felt like it was worth hanging on?
It was worth?
Yeah.
You're a good person.
Yeah.
You're an all-around good person. So yes, you made a mistake.
Yeah.
You also owned up to that mistake.
Yeah.
And that it's, although it took time for me to forgive, you know, we made it through.
What's one fight we had that you'll never forget, and why is it so important to where we are today?
It was the time I went through your phone. It was probably our last big fight, if I'm remembering correctly.
I moved out after that?
Yeah, it was the time I went through your phone, and there were things that I came across, and obviously I wasn't happy about it. So me, of course, I was very angry.
I think I caught a couple to the chin.
Got to
that day,
yelling and screaming. It got a little physical on my part. And then after that, you know, you moved out. That was I feel like that was our breaking point.
Yeah.
I felt like that fight maybe wasn't needed, but that separation was, because you moved out at that point. I had time to think. You had time to think. You were still present with the kids. You still did what you had to do for our family, but we needed that time to kind of regroup for ourselves. And that I'll always remember that part, because after that we did come back eventually. What, a couple months?
Well,
4 months? I don't know.
If we want to be all the way honest,
it wasn't a year.
No, well, my lease was for a year. My lease was for a year, but
you came back.
Yeah. I came back, and I'm gonna say this. We're gonna add a little comedy to it. Like, God knows what He's doing at the end of the day, because yeah, we had been through whatever we've been through. I was upset with certain things. She obviously was upset with me for what I was doing. But when I left and went and moved into my own place, you know, I felt like I was on top of the world. Like, look, I'm taking care. I'm paying the rent over there. I'm paying the rent at my place. You know, I took a place that wasn't as expensive. One, it was a sacrifice because I'm closer to my kids. It makes everything easier. But God knew what He was doing, because them roaches ran me. Them roaches that I didn't know existed until about 2 weeks later. They said, "Oh, he settled in. We're gonna come out the cracks now." Them roaches ran my ass back up out of the house. And I never told her what was going on. So I would, you know, I slept on I would come back and forth, and I would sleep on the couch. Yeah. For how long was it? I mean, I stayed in my apartment during the day.
During the day?
Yeah.
During the daytime.
I stayed in my apartment during the daytime, or whatever the case was, and I found a few chemicals that would knock them down for 3 months at a time. But I'm not used to that. I'm not hating on anybody that has lived in those conditions, because it is what it is. But I didn't grow up with it, so it was something that I just couldn't live with. So it put me back in a position to be present more so with my family, even though that we were separated. I had to be present with my family more so than I would have been had that not been there. And that disconnect that was still between me and my now wife, that disconnect was still there, but also the love was still there. And I was forced to look and see, like, I really don't want to lose her, but she really need to learn this, and I really need to learn that, and we just need to communicate, and we just need to come together. And them roaches did that. Them damn roaches forced me to come back. Like, if anybody out there right now is listening, and you go up to the wall and you're not quite sure what it is, and the damn thing jumps straight in your face, you know what I'm talking about. So So that alone put me back in a position to be there like more than I would had that not been the situation. And then I'm just looking at my family like, I don't want to lose my family, but as a man, I have to stand on business and let her know that, like, look, I'm willing to bend here. I'm willing to do this, and whatever. I'm not going to sacrifice any morals or values or beliefs, and I don't expect her to do that either. But if I'm affecting her negatively, she needs to tell me, and I'll change it, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think for me, I think that whole thing was just, for me, communication. I was horrible at communicating. Prior to you know, I was dealing with somebody, but I still felt like I was by myself. So I had this guard up, and I felt like I didn't have to tell you anything.
Yeah.
So it was, for me, the whole thing was just a communication thing that I felt like I've kind of learned over the years.
So unhealthy communication almost broke us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's be. Can we be 100% honest?
Sure.
Didn't I do my best to try?
Yes.
I like, you know, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say why I did my best to try to communicate is also because my parents didn't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
I seen, you know, after 37 years, my parents separated. After 37 years of marriage, they separated. And all I seen in the relationship throughout all those years in my home was no communication.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing that I said, well, when I do find somebody who is like, and I try it with other women too. Like, it wasn't just specifically for the one that I find. I want to communicate with every human being.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have healthy communication skills with every human being.
Yeah.
But when I find one that is really worth my time, I feel like I'm going to, you know, I'm really going to do my best to communicate, and hopefully they reciprocate.
Yeah. I've been through a lot over my years. When I was younger, and even my childhood and just growing up, I went through a lot. So for me, staying guarded, keeping hold of my emotions, not letting anyone else in, I felt I was doing my self-service. I can't be, no one else can hurt me. You know, I'm in control of what I'm feeling. I'm in control of everything that I do. So when you came along, it was hard for me to open up, to let that wall down and to just let you in. So that was the start of our relationship. That was just the whole thing for me.
Yeah. And like you said, that's you staying guarded and having what you thought was control over your life, right?
Right.
So you were, in essence, controlling your life. But how was that damaging any meaningful relationship outside of your family? Because you have a close-knit family, like a little group, you know, your immediate family, you know, fathers, brothers, sister, mother. Yeah. That was the clique. So outside of that, how do you feel like somebody who is watching this and they're like you, they don't want to get hurt, they guard themselves, how is that hurting them?
I feel like you're isolating yourself. You're not allowing yourself to grow emotionally. You're just stuck. And you could be missing your blessing. You could be missing out on what could be. It could be a great relationship. It could be your forever, and you won't know until you let your guard down and experience whatever that is.
What was it that allowed you to become vulnerable with me? I had to be kind of forceful at times.
I was just gonna say, I think, and I'm saying this, and it's probably the wrong way to say it, but I feel like you made me.
But how did I make you?
I felt like if this was gonna work for you, mm-hmm. I had to let my guard down. I had to show more.
You had to trust me.
Yes, I had to trust you. Yeah. I had to show you that this is what I want. I want to be here. Yeah. And I had to show you that. So I feel like you pushing me and pushing me and pushing me.
Just like right now.
Just like right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So What's something about me you once hated, but now respect because you understand me or it better?
Your willingness to lead. I think to start, like I said before, it was just me. It was just me for a long time, even though I was in whatever it was. It was just me.
Yeah.
So you coming in, you're taking lead. I felt that was more of a control thing.
Yeah.
So I had to, of course, learn otherwise and trust that you're leading us in the right direction.
Okay. So you hated it.
So I hated it.
You hated it.
I felt like you were trying to control me, trying to control every little thing that I did, but that wasn't the case.
How do you feel about it now? Because that's a lot of women's, that's a lot of women's problems now.
I would gladly. There you go. Lead the way.
Okay.
I mean, and it wasn't always like that, but growing to trust you, I feel like it just came natural. Like I started, the trust was there, and
so you went.
And all of 14 years, when you say you're going to do something, you always do it. There has never been a case where you have not done what you said you were going to do.
Well, thank you.
So,
baby.
yes.
Thank you, baby.
So you've never let us down.
Okay, so we're talking about, how you hated, me coming in and just taking the lead, and for the women who don't understand, when a man with a great agenda and love in his heart comes in and he just takes the lead, it's because he sees voids. We see voids, and we see things that can be things that are needed. No matter what that is, it doesn't just have to be specifically with the person. It could just be your house might be falling apart, and we start taking the lead there. Like, ain't nobody doing this around here. And then we come do what we do. Whatever it is, we come in and we take the lead and make sure everybody's safe, everybody is protected, things aren't falling apart. That's what we do. So what role did accountability play in helping you grow as a woman and as my wife? Because in the beginning, holding you accountable was like spitting in your face. and it's like that for not just women, but people, humans, period. Accountability is something that a lot of people shy away from because they don't want to look at that ugly side of themselves.
Yeah, obviously it played a big role, admitting, your mistakes, admitting when you're wrong. I think accepting it too.
Yeah. As the truth, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how you grow as a person, just admitting your mistakes, holding yourself accountable.
Do you think, well, I think I already know the answer to this, but where would we be today if you didn't get to that point in life?
We wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think you would have eventually given up.
What about my accountability
for the most part, I feel like you've always taken accountability for your actions.
I mean, I ain't perfect, so.
No, you're not perfect. But
I'm asking, for real, like.
You've always held yourself accountable. I mean, even when you knew it was going to hurt me to my core, you still let me know what it was.
How do morals and values? This is a foundational question. How do morals and values keep our marriage grounded? Just take your time, because morals and values are something that in all my videos I talk about. Because without morals, I mean, you'll rob, lie, cheat, steal, kill to get what you want, because you don't have any moral compass. Yeah. And values are, our family and what we believe in and what we stand for. Just, so how do our morals and values keep our marriage grounded?
I think we've both come from different families, but similar.
Yeah.
With my family, there were four of us, 4 siblings, my mom and my dad. So although it wasn't a healthy marriage, or maybe even a healthy environment, my dad and, my mom still instilled certain morals and values in us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that goes the same for you. And I think that, you know, that's what we bring into this marriage, into our family, like even instilling our kids. We always hear that our kids are the best, or they've never seen such good,
well-mannered kids.
Yeah, well-mannered kids. Yeah. And I think that has
and
a
they're
lot
not
to
perfect.
say for
they're
us.
not perfect.
They are nowhere near perfect.
Yeah, at all.
But I think that says a lot for us.
Yeah. And I would have to totally agree about how you said that we're different. You know, our families are different, but somewhat the same, because there's a comfort level in the family dynamic. Mm-hmm. Like once me and your dad understood each other as men, and he stopped eating my food, stopped eating my lunch. There was always like it's like he never met a stranger. Like he was that guy. He was just, and that's the same feeling I get from you. That's the same feeling that I got from your brothers, your mom. Everybody is just, you know,
we were very close, very tight knit.
Yeah.
And I think with my dad, he, you know, I'm his baby girl.
Oh yeah.
It was hard seeing you come in.
Oh yeah. I already knew I was being tested.
Yeah, but after a certain point, he was able to be like, okay, this is a cool dude. He's good people.
He's gonna take care of my daughter.
He's gonna take care of my daughter.
Yeah.
And you know, y'all became the best of friends
after
that.
Yeah, man, that was my homie.
Yeah.
That was my homie. What kind of stability do you think we've built now that we didn't before?
Definitely much stronger.
Mentally, emotionally. What about spiritually?
Spiritually, I feel for me, I'm still working on. Obviously, I mean, definitely I believe in God. I wouldn't be where I am today without.
Yeah.
But I feel like I still have a lot more learning to do.
Okay. Once you finally realize that he's here, he's not going anywhere, I can trust that he's going to take care of us. I felt like the stability was, you didn't feel like the floor was going to be swept out from under you. Because it's one thing to, you know, fail yourself, but it's another thing to put trust in somebody else and then they fail you after they said they wouldn't. So once I proved that, look, you play your part, I play my part, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like more at peace.
Yeah.
I think we're at a stage right now where we don't allow anybody to come in to our lives that will disrupt our peace. And if they do, they're gone real quick.
Yeah.
But does that fall under the lines of stability?
You're stable in your mind.
Yeah.
When you have peace.
Yeah.
That's peace brings all types of stability.
Okay.
You can't stabilize your life like consistently without peace, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, peace is at the core of everything that you should be trying to attain, in my opinion. Okay. Peace is everything. Like God said, he'll give you peace that surpasses all understanding, and it's the truth. After all the hate, anger, resentment that we've survived, what does love mean to you today versus what your idea of love as the 23-year-old, 24-year-old? How old were you when we got together? So 24?
24.
So I had to be about 26.
Yeah.
Okay. So after all the hate, anger, and resentment we survived, what does love mean to you today versus what you thought love was back then?
Peace.
Peace?
Peace. I definitely believe we have experienced the worst.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be where we are today if we have not, or if we didn't go through that rough patch that I feel like a lot of couples go through after they get married.
Yes.
We wouldn't be here today. So everything that we went through prior to marriage was so necessary. It was so necessary. Although at that time it wasn't, it didn't feel good.
It wasn't comfortable at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so necessary, and we wouldn't be where we are today without that rough patch that we went through.
And I will say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, so I feel like marriage for us has been peace.
Yeah, it's definitely been that. And I will say that one thing that I refuse to do, and this ain't got nothing to do, my wife is a beautiful soul, but I refuse to get married before we worked out our differences. Everybody was like, oh, you gotta get married, you gotta get, no. And I totally believe in God and everything, but when you know something isn't right, and I'm not saying that she wasn't right, I wasn't right either. So we both had to fix some things.
Yeah.
And it started from looking at ourselves separately in the mirror and saying, what is wrong with me that I need to fix it? You just literally have to admit what's wrong with yourself. And so you can't say, well, either you take me as I am. Okay, it's a lot of 50, 60-year-old women and men out here that said, take me as I am or don't take me at all. And after going through however many relationships, you're with the not at all. You don't have anybody now.
Yeah.
So I feel as though that if you know the situation, if there's something just in your stomach, in your heart, that you know is just not sitting right with you, don't take the leap. Don't take the leap to get married, because it's not going to get better in the relationship. It's going to be better for the day that you get married. It's going to be a happy occasion. And some people experience bad occasions on their on their wedding day as well. But it's going to be happy. It's going to be a happy occasion. And then it's going to go right back to what it was.
Right. I feel like, okay, we've been together for 15 years. I think I said 14, but it's been 15.
Yeah.
We've been together for 15 years. 11 of those years, 11 of those years we weren't married. 4 of those years, of course, we've been.
10 of those years we weren't married. I married you after 10 years, right?
11.
Was it 11?
11.
Was it 11?
11.
I thought it was 10.
Yes, 11. Anyway.
Okay.
You just made me lose my train of thought.
No, you said 11.
No,
yeah,
11 of those years were unmarried. But I feel like being married 4 years, I think for other relationships this may be like the honeymoon phase, because it's still early on.
But this right here?
If they're only married for 4 years, I feel like typically that's just like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've overcome all of that prior to being married.
Yes.
So I feel like we're at a time, and we might be ahead if that's what you want to say. We might be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But we're at a point in our marriage now where it's just all about peace.
What makes you proud of us when you look at our story from the outside?
Seeing everything that we've overcome. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And just seeing where we are right now, our children, doing great, us doing great. We're happy.
Let me ask you this: does it feel like 15?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Because 15 years was a lot. I never thought that I would, literally, I never thought I'd be with one woman for 15 years.
It feels like just yesterday, honestly.
Okay.
That's a great thing.
Yes, it's definitely a great thing, because some people feel like they're in jail right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she can definitely make me feel like I'm in jail.
I was going to say, we have our moments. We have our moments, but I wouldn't want this moment with anybody else.
Yeah, ditto. Let me see here. If you could give advice, like some real advice, to couples just starting out, what's the first truth you would give them?
The first truth?
Mm-hmm. The first tidbit of advice. What would you give them? Just remember that little girl that had 3 kids that thought she was grown and wanted love and wanted to be in a serious relationship, and how you realized that your world got shattered as you realized you weren't mentally grown. Me too. I wasn't mentally grown, but I was on something different. I was trying to lead something. So I had to learn my role as a leader even in depth even more. But you already having 3 kids and you love love. Mm-hmm. You a little romantic. So
a little romantic.
Yeah. No, when I say a little romantic, I don't mean as in
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're just a little romantic.
Yeah.
No, you're a romantic at heart.
Yeah.
So what advice, knowing what you came from and thinking you knew what love was and thinking you knew what commitment was and maturity and because what advice would you give to somebody just starting out?
First and foremost, I think you need to already know who you are. I think you need to know yourself. I think you're no good for anybody else if you don't love yourself, if you can't love yourself. So getting to the point where you know who you are, and then being vulnerable with the right person. Definitely don't be vulnerable with everybody.
Yeah.
It's got to be that right person. So if you feel like that person is the right person for you, being okay with being vulnerable with that person.
And have you ever been this vulnerable with anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I haven't either,
No.
to be honest. And I will add to that too. My little tidbit of advice is love isn't enough.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. If you don't have honesty, patience, and accountability, you don't have nothing.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And the love won't keep you. What's the most dangerous mistakes couples make when facing struggles like ours?
Most dangerous mistake?
Because you could have went out and busted it open, but you didn't.
Yeah, probably trying to.
And if you did, somebody gonna expose you.
Ain't nobody exposing me. No.
She said no.
No.
Okay. You need the question.
Revenge. Trying to get revenge on that person. If somebody hurts you, I think that's the worst thing you can do is trying to get revenge, trying to make them hurt as much as they hurt you.
So basically, if you're not like something, if you're not like that, don't go out here and give yourself away to pay somebody back, because now you're sacrificing yourself, your morals, your values, and you're going to become something that you're not. Yeah, that you're not. That you probably talked about.
Yeah.
You probably pointed the finger at before. So.
And then I'm sure you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
So going out there trying to get back at that person that hurt you, you're gonna regret every little bit of it, because that's not the person you are. Yeah.
So that is definitely dangerous.
So although I wanted to, I could never.
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah. And that takes a strong woman. Yeah. That takes a strong woman, because a lot of women, they're gonna do it. And they're gonna do it over and over again. And that's not who they were in the beginning, but that's who they become in the end. Yeah. Because you get so far gone, you lose yourself.
Right.
So you bugging me like that.
I wasn't bugging.
Okay. I thought you had a moment.
No.
Okay.
Far gone.
Okay. How do two broken people build something whole?
Realizing what is broken within you.
First and foremost, right?
Right.
So the first thing, which is first and foremost, is you have to know what's broken inside of you, and that only comes from self-assessment. And self-assessment is also self-acceptance. So you have to accept what it is after you say
it's broken.
Yeah. If you say that, maybe I was, taken advantage of as a child or something, whatever the case is. If that's a broken piece of you, you have to face that. You have to start the process of healing, whatever it is, whether it's therapy, whatever it is, start there. And then you have to not look at your partner as your enemy. Because if your partner is broken too, maybe the pieces aren't the same, but they're still broken pieces. So you would be less than compassionate if you weren't aware that your partner is broken and that they're trying to heal too. So your partner's not your enemy. I think they're your mirror. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. And I mean, it helps to have someone going through the same thing. It helps to go through something with someone who's also going through something.
I get what you're trying to say. How do you feel about somebody trying to point you in a direction or tell you about life and whatever, and they've never been through anything. They've never been through it or anything.
Yeah.
How do you receive that?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't. If you haven't experienced what I've experienced, then how can I accept that? How can I?
It'll kind of be like judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It just came to my mind, so I just wanted to add. What's your blueprint for a meaningful, lasting marriage after all we've been through? For all the women out here and look, we don't care about, you got your man, I got my woman.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't care about what nobody thinks. I don't care about, I don't care about
not.
what nobody thinks.
Yeah.
So what do you feel is your blueprint for a meaningful, lasting marriage after all we've been through? And if it's not politically correct or societally right, that's not even a word, but y'all know what I mean. It doesn't matter, because you've been through the fire. You kept your man. I kept my woman.
Mm-hmm.
We kept it together. It takes what a lot of people say is not something that they're willing to do. So, what's your blueprint?
Communication.
Number one.
Honesty, trust, vulnerability, love, caringness. What am I forgetting?
No, you ain't forgetting nothing. Just keep going. Whatever comes to your mind when you look at me, you look at everything that we've built.
Yeah, understanding.
Yeah. Because none of this could have got done without all the things plus more that you just mentioned.
Yeah, many more.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
Many more.
That's fine. So I want to thank my wife for giving me her time and stepping so far out of her comfort zone. And she did a great job. And I truly believe that everybody who watches it is going to say she did a great job as well. So again, thank you for giving me your time, allowing me to nudge you out of your comfort zone. Because look, at the end of the day, you're the other.
It wasn't a nudge. It was more like a.
It was a nudge.
It was more like a push.
No, it wasn't. And at the end, because at the end of the day, you're the other half of me.
Yes.
So I feel as though people need to see, hear, and know and understand the other half of me. They know me, but they don't know you. So this is a little taste of you. So I appreciate
a little bit.
Just a little bit, because she's still tight.
Yep.
She's still tight-lipped. She's still tight-lipped. But again, baby, I love you and I thank you.
I love you too.
And I appreciate you. And you can tell the people, peace out.
Deuces.